What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
I did it. I popped the can early because you said you wanted to make today's a quick one.
Yeah, today's going to be a little quickie, a little in and outy. Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the After Buzz podcast. My name is Nico Jimmy, and your host of the After Buzz, and of course with me is Buzz Adams.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. How about we do a dealer's choice? Okay.
So you're going to give me some options.
I'm going to give you some options. All right, and then we'll go from there. Number 1. 5 mysterious ancient artifacts that still puzzle archaeologists to this day.
I've read so many of those lists, I probably could tell you pretty accurately which ones are on the list, and I could even do a list of 20 mysterious artifacts.
Moving on. 18 everyday phrases that have dark and disturbing origins.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
21 unexpected food pairings that people say actually taste really good.
Yeah, I see those sometimes. The most recent one I saw was people putting ketchup on a Kit Kat bar.
I was going to bring that one up because I know your dad liked to do weird things with cornbread.
He would. My dad never drank milk.
Right.
Like that was not a beverage that he ever drank unless...
Even though you had cows.
Yeah, but we didn't. We didn't milk the
them?
cow. No, we didn't do anything like that. But if my mom had just made homemade cornbread, he would get a big glass of cold milk and would crumble his still warm out of the oven cornbread into the milk and drink it like it was like it was a milkshake, like it was not for a straw, but like it was the best tasting thing ever.
That is an interesting combination. And then finally, 24 popular trends among younger generations that older adults are just sick of seeing.
I would say one of the first two, either the
all right.
archaeological or the phrases with dark origins.
Dark origins of 18 everyday phrases.
Just for fun, can I try and name some of the...
How about this? I will name one, and they're probably going to be ones that you've heard before, but you give me your...
No, I was talking about the archaeological mysteries that can't be explained.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is one of them the Baghdad Battery?
No.
How about the Iron Pillar of Delhi? Which is like 1,600-year-old pillar that has never rusted.
How about, let me just give them to you then real quick. Neolithic stone balls.
Oh, yeah.
From Scotland. Mostly they've been found in Scotland.
Oh, Scotland? I would thought you were talking about the giant ones that they found somewhere in South America.
They're very elaborate carved stone balls found predominantly in Scotland. But they date to the Neolithic period, about 3,000 BC.
Send me the link. I had not heard of that one before.
Over 425 balls have been found. Mm-hmm. Generally the size of a cricket ball.
You know, the men there wear kilts without underwear, so you probably see a lot of balls of mysterious origin.
I knew I couldn't say balls that often without you going for some low-hanging...
Give me another one.
For some low-hanging fruit.
Got it. Give me another one.
The Roman dodecahedra.
Yeah, so this is a crazy deal, and they found a few of them.
Right.
But it's kind of like
weird.
a cube made out of iron or whatever it's made out of.
Yeah.
And it has little...
balls.
like It's hard to explain. Look it up. What's it called again? The Roman
dodecahedron. Because it has 12 sides.
They just don't have any idea what it was used for or what its purpose was.
Could have been religious ceremonies. Could have been just like a decoration they had in their house.
The most interesting that I heard was, and nobody claims to know for sure, that they were a process used in knitting,
yes,
or making garments in some way, that this was a thing that you would use. So yeah, I've heard of the Roman dodecahedrons before.
Next up is the Neolithic chalk drums. The Folkestone chalk drums have...
Wow. No, I really do want to see this article because there's another one.
Have a geometric decoration and what appears to be eyes, noses, and eyebrows. It's 3 carved cylinders of chalk discovered in a child's grave in North Yorkshire.
What's it called?
The Neolithic chalk drums.
I got to check that out. All right, give me another one.
They're pretty cool. It's just weird. Chalk. That it was buried with a child.
I'm surprised they had invented chalk back then.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point, too.
I was joking. Chalk. They probably mean like chalk,
natural occurring chalk. No, I mean, I agree with you, though. But why did they even think to use chalk?
It's probably a toy. Or maybe it was a drum. Chalk objects.
Yeah. Huh. Weird, okay. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
The next are Bronze Age lock rings. So the Bronze Age was a time of exceptional gold working. Highly decorated personal ornaments were crafted from gold sheets and wire. So these rings date from the late Bronze Age. There you go.
They kind of look like a symbol on a drum kit.
Kind of. Yeah. But the other ones look a little different when you get a profile view of them.
These aren't even the best one. These aren't the ones that are like...
people don't know...
The Antikythera mechanism.
People don't know what this is for, though. Some people are saying that it could have been nose rings, earrings, or hair ornaments. None of the explanations is satisfactory.
What it kind of looks like is like a bedpan, but with no bottom, which it obviously couldn't have been a bedpan, I guess. Or have you ever seen cultures where the women elongate their necks by wearing these things around? It kind of looks like it could be something.
It sounds like
that.
They're smaller, so they're not going to be.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have any perspective on the size.
They date to about 1,000, and they've been found in Ireland, Britain, and parts of France.
1,000 A.D.?
BC.
Oh.
And finally, Roman British cosmetic grinders. Look these up. Cosmetic grinders are small copper alloy kits made in 2 parts. One half is the mortar, the other is the pestle.
Cosmetic grinders?
Grinder, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, crap. Everybody's got even the British Museum has a paywall. Okay. You know what?
That's it. Yeah, those are it.
I mean, how mysterious is it if they know that it's a cosmetic grinder?
Well, they have loops for suspension.
I thought you were going to talk about stuff like the crystal skull or something.
Yeah, I thought these were more interesting because
they were kind of off the beaten path. I give you credit for that.
Cosmetic sets are typically British and rarely found on mainland Europe. They date from the late Iron Age to early Roman period, about 100 BC to 200 AD, and are pretty well distributed.
Okay. They never use these to grind up like wheat or anything?
The mystery here is not the function, but what the mystery is what substance they were preparing. Suggestions are medicines, aphrodisiacs, cosmetics, or narcotics. They have no idea what they were using these little things to grind up.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting.
All right, let's get to some everyday phrases that you might not have known. The
dark origins of. Number 1, Die Hard. From The Battery or from the Bruce Willis movie? One of those two.
Is Die Hard a battery?
Yeah. Die Hard has been a battery for a lot longer than the Bruce Willis movie was out.
Energizer, Duracell?
Yeah.
Die Hard.
I'll
have to look that up.
So what's the dark origin of that phrase?
In the 1700s, it described those who took the longest to die when being hanged.
Oh, he was a real diehard.
Yeah.
Took him 14 minutes.
So now how does that translate into like, I love this thing? I'm a diehard fan.
It stays alive. Think about it.
Okay.
Batteries.
Yeah.
It's diehard. You're a diehard fan if you never give up. Like if you're still saying the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl next year, that would make you a diehard.
Next up.
But you're actually going to be a cry-hard.
Bite the bullet.
Oh, I think back before they had anesthetic, if they had to operate even like cutting your leg, like an amputation, they would the best they could do is bite down on this bullet. Just bite on this bullet.
God, bullets must not have been, iron must have not been that hard because it would have broke your teeth.
I don't know.
If it was steel.
Of all things, you must have had something else they could have.
Some wood, leather, anything.
Leather. There's a good example.
Saved by the Bell.
Boxing? I assume it's a boxing term.
Well, its roots are in the 19th century, from the 19th century, when the fear of being buried alive was so common. A bell was attached to coffins. You've seen the pictures probably of these like little bells above your grave, which could be rung if someone was mistakenly buried alive. So you were saved by the bell.
And they would hear the bell ringing and then rush and dig you up, hopefully in time.
I don't know how often it happened, but enough, I guess, where people wanted to have a bell installed with their...
Yeah, I'd heard of that before. But I would have sworn it was from boxing.
You know, on today's episode of the Buzz Adams Morning Show, today is Tuesday the 11th, we were talking about how people want to leave the physical plane of existence.
What funerary
would you want? Whether buried, cremation, we had all kinds of weird suggestions. Viking funeral, Jedi funeral,
sky funeral,
sky burial,
yeah.
Grizz from next door at KISS, he said, "I want to be shot into space."
I think one of the maybe Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, or somebody had their ashes sent to space. And do you remember earlier this year there was like an unmanned thing that was sending a bunch of these ashes, and it exploded in the atmosphere. So whatever they paid, 50, 30 grand, whatever it was, the ashes just came back down to Earth because the craft exploded.
Or you could say like the ashes are going around Earth in the atmosphere. But anyways, being shot into space sounds like I thought would be sounds like a good one. Graveyard shift.
Well, I know the modern connotation is you're working your third shift. You're working 8 o'clock until 4 a.m. or whatever.
Comes from.
Oh no.
No, the last thing we talked about being saved by the bell. People were stationed in graveyards at night to listen for any bells ringing.
How many people were they burying alive?
I know, it must have been happening.
You didn't try holding a mirror up in front of their nose or poking them with a pin or anything?
No. They look dead.
God.
Hey, I have the graveyard shift. What's that mean? I'm just going to watch. I'm just listening to the graveyard.
Sure everybody's dead in the cemetery.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
What goes up must come down. That's a band called Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Today, it symbolizes hard work and effort, but
part of a famous speech by Winston Churchill, too. But I guess you're going to tell me it goes back before Winston Churchill.
Right, it does. But it actually describes exactly what he was describing. Bloody battles that soldiers faced, highlighting physical and emotional turmoil. Blood, sweat, tears.
Oh, wait a minute, but who coined it? Was it Churchill?
No, he did not coin it. It's unknown.
The Churchill quote is blood, sweat, toil, and tears.
Yes.
That was not so,
Yeah, not so bad.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears was a kind of like a rock jazz band from the 60s.
Were they good?
Yeah, I was a fan of Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
I'll look them up. Blackmail.
God, tell me this, is it racial in some way?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't know where that would. I do not know that one.
It originates from the 16th century in Scotland. On the border of Scotland, farmers were forced to pay blackmail or rent in the form of goods or services to bandits for protection.
Okay, but that doesn't talk about the origin of the term. Why was that called blackmail? Did they have to deliver it in a black bag, or it seems like there must be more to the story?
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Oh, okay.
Just says that it was used by the Scots in the 16th century to have protection from raiders, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Let the cat out of the bag.
I know that in the Middle Ages, even through the Renaissance, the lives of cats were not valued by people in Europe very much at all, and there were a lot of games that people would play that involved putting a cat in a bag and either beating it like a piñata or seeing who could throw it the highest in the air or something.
Animal cruelty
like
was just normal entertainment.
Part of life.
Yeah. Not necessarily in this one. This one comes interesting. What merchants would do in the 16th, 17th century would try and sell you a pig. Mm-hmm. And they would have a bag, and they would say, this is a pig. Here's your pig. And really, they would have a cat in there.
Wait a minute. And nobody said, well, let me just make sure there's a pig in here after all.
Not until they opened the bag.
And then the cat, they let the cat out of the bag. I got to tell you, that one sounds kind of like bullshit to me. I mean, even back then, people were like, all right, you just hand me this bag. Let me make sure.
Well,
what if the cat meowed before you had left? Wouldn't you take revenge
I think it's
on
dead.
the person?
I think both are dead. So I think it's like a suckling pig, probably, because it couldn't be a full boar.
I thought it was like a squealing little baby pig.
Maybe a baby pig, maybe a suckling pig, but they were probably dead. And they were probably just, at a merchant's table, all left in bags. And he was like, here's my pigs. Here are the suckling pigs.
Let me have a look at it. I want to see if it's...
you buy. You gotta buy.
Caveat emptor, man.
Skeleton in the closet.
I don't know. Probably some person kept skeletons in their closet.
Yes. No, you're not wrong. Body snatching was such a prevalent
and
practice, and a very profitable practice, that especially since medical schools didn't have bodies to teach their students,
they would pay
grave robbers and stuff.
A memorable scene from Gangs of New York involved
a body snatcher.
Yeah, like a body snatcher.
Well, so sometimes people would have a skeleton hanging in their closet.
It seems like you let that, if it was for medical school, it seems like that one had gone on a little too long. Wouldn't you want to get them while they were fresh so they could dissect?
Oftentimes, and this goes back to actually H.H. Holmes.
Oh, God.
The serial killer from
Chicago,
the 1800s. He had the murder house that he designed specifically to allow him to kill people
from
different floors. Yeah. He would put the bodies in acid, remove all the flesh, and then dry and hang up the skeletons, and then sell those skeletons to medical schools.
Oh.
To help with anatomy and just learning the bone structure.
So how long was it before somebody said, we should just make these out of plastic or some kind of composite or something?
Not till the 20th century. And late 20th century. Or mid-20th century.
The
1900s. Yeah.
No. The late 20th century.
No, mid 20th century, like the 1950s, 40s.
Really? They didn't have
plastics?
Well, whatever. Just a fake skeleton in a. I'm sure I've seen that in an old movie or something where they have a.
I think it's easier skeleton, just to get
a real skeleton. Yeah, probably.
Okay, skeleton in the closet. Kick the bucket.
Yeah, I know what it means. It means you died. No, I don't know. I give up.
It goes back to hanging. They think maybe somebody would be standing on a bucket and you just kick it from under them.
I'm going to kick the... Well, that doesn't mean you died. It means the person who was standing on the bucket died.
Right.
You wouldn't say that the hanging guy kicked the...
Maybe I've seen this in movies where they leave people like on a bucket type thing, and then the weight from... They can't stabilize themselves, so sometimes they fall... Like, it's almost torturous.
Oh, my God.
Where you're putting...
Yeah, I'd rather him kick the bucket out from under me than for me, 8 days later, to be standing there with my legs, And,
like trying to keep balance and wobbling. Yeah. Pulling someone's leg.
I give up. Don't know that one.
It comes from practicing thieves in London who would pull a victim's leg to trip them right before robbing them.
Oh.
You're pulling my leg. You're trying to rob me. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed.
Familiar with the phrase, don't know the origin.
It comes from a Roman superstition. Romans believed that it was bad luck to get out of bed on the left side.
What if your side was the left side?
You would go out, climb over through the right.
Oh, okay.
Kind of weird, right? Breaking the ice.
I don't know. Boy, I'm not great at this.
This one's pretty obvious. It just goes to ice-breaking ships that used to forge a path forward for other vessels. So you would break the ice, and then people behind you could.
Oh, so an icebreaker was kind of like an introduction.
An introduction,
you're
right?
Introducing these other boats into these
waters.
Okay,
right?
Got it.
Gone haywire.
God, that's one I haven't heard in a long time. Usually you're talking about something with either a person or technology.
That's going wrong. Well, it comes from when farmers actually had to repair their own equipment on the farm. And
oh, you mean when I was a kid?
Yeah. Did you ever actually mess with a haywire?
I don't know what a haywire is, but we had to do stuff with our barbed wire fences all the time. Those things were always in need of repair. If you ever seen an old Western and they're always repairing a barbed wire fence?
Because they needed to be.
Yeah, that's right.
And they are always. What am I watching right now?
Where they're like, you want to establish that, this is a cowboy. He's fixing a barbed wire fence.
I'm not watching.
What is a haywire?
Oh, I'm watching Outer Limits with Josh Brolin.
I stalled out after 2 episodes of that. I just decided,
it's long and slogging.
How long does it take to get to whatever the mystery is? There's like a big hole in the earth, right?
Yes.
Or am I thinking of La Brea?
No, that's it. There's a big hole, and Josh Brolin has no idea.
And it's on his property, and he's a rancher.
But then he was pushed into it.
Yeah, what happens when he gets...
There's another reality of the same world. It's almost like
it's kind of like La Brea. Did you ever watch La Brea?
Yeah, but that was about like the tar pits that could take you back in time to Jurassic Park.
That would take you back. No, but like
dinosaurs, right?
No, not dinosaurs, but like mammoths. Early humans. It was pretty dumb. I'm surprised I watched as many episodes of that as I did.
It's pretty. Anyways, they're farmers and they have to fix their fences all the time.
Is it that slow?
It is very
for the
slow.
Whole thing?
Yeah, it is. I got into it.
Hot damn! I got to get home. The new season of The Boys premiered yesterday, and there's a new episode of The Acolyte,
but it doesn't start till 6 p.m.
Yeah, that happened last week. I spent all day checking in on this show, and they didn't even put it on until in the evening.
Oh, they left on such a good cliffhanger, too.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Where Wookiee, they see that Wookiee Jedi.
The Wookiee Jedi, and he uses like the Jedi Force to make their weapon come to him, and then he just breaks it.
And he just screams. Here's the last but not least. Pulling out all the stops. To pull out all the stops.
God, does it have anything to do with... I'm going to say either trains or the manufacturing processes in the 19th century.
Those are actually really good guesses, especially the... what was the first one you said?
Trains. The
trains. I could totally see that. It actually has to do with music. Music.
Notation?
No. The
sheet music.
No. What are the instruments? Oh my God. It has to do. I know. Seriously, it should not have been up that late. It has to do.
At least your shirt's on the right side by now.
It has to do with old school organs. Organs. Like,
organs.
Organs. Yeah.
We've been talking so much about body snatching. I thought you were talking. Wait a minute.
So organ players used to. You have to. It has a lot to do with air flow through the pipes and stuff. And so when you pull out all the stops in an organ, it allows maximum airflow, creating the loudest possible sound.
It's how you control the volume.
Yes.
You got to pull out all the stops.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Well, you know what? Actually, Nico, My congratulations. This has been a very interesting, informative list today. And the archaeology stuff was not what I expected. Send me the link for both of those.
I'll send you the link for both of those. That's going to do it for today's episode of the After Buzz. I hope you have a good week. Don't forget to listen to the Buzz Adams Morning Show Mondays through Fridays, 6 to 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and the After Buzz Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We pull out all the stops for you.
Talk to y'all next time.